What if you could walk through life unshaken, no matter what happens, no matter who tries to bring you down, no matter how wild your emotions get? Imagine a mind so strong that anger, fear, anxiety, and sadness can't control you anymore. Imagine being the master of your feelings, not their slave. This isn't just a dream. It's a skill. And it's a skill you can learn, starting today. Welcome to the world of Stoicism, where ancient wisdom meets modern life. In this video, you'll discover how to train your mind to be stronger than your emotions, using the same techniques that made Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus legends of mental strength. If you're tired of being ruled by your moods, if you want to build unbreakable self-control, and if you're ready to become the calmest, strongest version of yourself, this is your wake-up call. Before we dive in, do one thing: commit to listening with an open mind. Don't just treat this as background noise. Let every idea challenge you. As you listen, drop your favorite insight in the comments. Share this with someone who needs it. And remember, every moment you spend mastering your mind is a moment you invest in your freedom. Let's begin. Most people believe their emotions are in charge. You feel angry, so you lash out. You feel sad, so you withdraw. You feel anxious, so you freeze. But the Stoics saw through this illusion. They taught that your mind is the true captain of your life, not your emotions. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." The first step is to recognize that you are not your emotions. They're powerful, you are the observer. You are the thinker. If you let them run wild, they'll drag you anywhere. Your feelings are just signals, but if you train your mind, you can guide them, when you understand control them, you can use their energy for good. The Stoics believed that awareness is the first weapon in the battle for self-mastery. When you feel a strong emotion rising, anger, fear, jealousy, don't react. Pause. Observe. Name the feeling. Say to yourself, "I am feeling anger," or "I am feeling anxiety." This simple act creates distance between you and your emotions. Seneca wrote, "The greatest remedy for anger is delay." When you pause, you give your rational mind a chance to catch up. You stop being a puppet pulled by your feelings. You become the puppeteer. Try this: the next time you feel triggered, don't act. Don't speak. Just breathe. Notice the emotion. Where do you feel it in your body? What thoughts are running through your mind? The more you practice this pause, the more control you gain. Your emotions are shaped by your thoughts. If you tell yourself, "This is unfair," you'll feel angry. If you think, "I can't handle this," you'll feel anxious. The Stoics taught that you can change your emotions by changing your thoughts. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." When something upsets you, ask yourself, "Is there another way to see this?" Maybe that rude comment wasn't about you, it was about the other person's pain. Maybe that setback is a lesson, not a failure. Reframing is a superpower. It turns obstacles into opportunities. It turns pain into growth. The next time you feel overwhelmed, challenge your thoughts. Look for a new perspective. You'll be amazed at how quickly your emotions shift. The Stoics didn't just talk about mental strength, they trained for it. Seneca would sleep on the floor, eat plain food, and wear old clothes, not to suffer, but to prepare for life's storms. Because when you practice discomfort on purpose, you become less afraid of it. You realize you can handle more than you think. Try this: take a cold shower. Skip a meal. Walk instead of drive. Do something uncomfortable every day. Each act of voluntary discomfort is a reminder that you are stronger than your cravings, your fears, and your need for comfort. When real challenges come, you'll be ready. One of the most powerful Stoic teachings is the distinction between what is within your control and what is not. Your thoughts, your actions, your responses, these are within your control. Other people's words, actions, and opinions, these are not. Most emotional suffering comes from trying to control the uncontrollable. The Stoic response is to focus on your own mind, your own peace, and let go of the rest. Every time you feel overwhelmed, ask yourself, is this within my control? If yes, act. If no, let it go. When you start to focus on what you can control, you'll notice a shift inside you. Suddenly, the actions and words of others lose their power over your mood. You begin to realize that your peace is not at the mercy of the world, it's in your own hands. This is the mindset that made the Stoics unshakable, even in the face of chaos. But training your mind isn't just about ignoring negativity. It's about using every challenge as an opportunity to grow stronger. The Stoics believed that every irritation, every difficult person, every setback is a chance to practice self-control. Instead of seeing annoying people as obstacles, see them as your teachers. Each time someone tests your patience, you have a chance to strengthen your inner fortress. Seneca once wrote, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." Just as a muscle grows through resistance, your patience and calm grow through facing challenges. The next time someone tries to get a reaction out of you, remind yourself, this is your training ground. This is where you become unshakable. Imagine you're in a gym, and every rude comment, every unfair criticism, every frustrating encounter is a weight you can lift. The more you practice, the stronger you become. Over time, what once bothered you will barely register. You'll look back and realize that the people who once triggered you the most were actually your greatest teachers. Another powerful way to build emotional resilience is to practice voluntary discomfort. The Stoics would deliberately expose themselves to small hardships, not to suffer, but to prepare for life's bigger storms. Seneca would sleep on the floor, eat plain food, and wear old clothes to remind himself that he could handle discomfort. Why does this matter for your emotions? Because when you train yourself to handle discomfort, you become less reactive to life's irritations. You realize that you can survive discomfort, rejection, and even disrespect. You stop fearing what others might say or do, because you know you can handle it. Try this. Once a week, do something uncomfortable on purpose. Take a cold shower. Skip a meal. Walk instead of drive. Each act of voluntary discomfort is a reminder that you are stronger than your cravings, your fears, and your need for approval. When you build this inner strength, the world loses its power to disturb you. Much of our emotional pain comes from wanting others to like us, respect us, or agree with us. When they don't, we feel hurt or offended. The Stoics taught that true freedom comes from detaching from the need for approval. Marcus Aurelius said, "Just that you do the right thing. The rest doesn't matter." Ask yourself, why do you care so much about what this person thinks? Why do you need their validation? The truth is, you don't. Your worth is not determined by other people's opinions. When you let go of the need for approval, you become immune to criticism and praise alike. You act from your own values. This doesn't mean from a desire to please others. It means you become grounded in your own principles. You do what's right, not what's popular. And when someone tries to provoke you, you simply don't take the bait. Sometimes, the most powerful response is no response at all. Silence is not weakness, it's mastery. The Stoics understood that you don't have to attend every argument you're invited to. You don't have to explain yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. Some people are not interested in understanding you, they just want to provoke a reaction. When you respond with silence, you refuse to give them that power. You keep your energy for yourself. The next time someone tries to get under your skin, try this: say nothing. Let your silence speak for you. Walk away if you need to. You'll find that most arguments die without your participation. And in that silence, you'll discover a new level of peace. The Stoics constantly reminded themselves that life is short. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think." When you remember that your time is limited, you stop wasting it on anger, grudges, and petty conflicts. Ask yourself, is this worth your precious time? Will this matter a year from now? 5 years from now? Most of the things that bother us are insignificant in the grand scheme of life. When you keep your mortality in mind, you become less reactive and more focused on what truly matters. Let go of small annoyances. Forgive quickly. Move on. Use your energy to build, to love, to create, not to argue or hold on to resentment. Life is too short to be angry. When you start letting go of what doesn't matter, you make space for what truly does. The Stoics believed that living by strong principles is the foundation of inner peace. When you know what you stand for, honesty, kindness, courage, patience, you are less likely to be shaken by others. Your values become your anchor. When someone tries to provoke you, ask yourself, does this align with my principles? If not, let it go. You don't have to compromise your values to win an argument or prove a point. Stand firm in your integrity, and you'll find that the opinions and actions of others lose their power over you. Seneca said, "He who is brave is free." True bravery isn't about fighting every battle, but about standing strong in your values, no matter what others do. This is the kind of strength that can't be taken away from you, no matter how chaotic the world becomes. But even with strong principles, anger and frustration can still arise. The Stoics taught that the best way to dissolve anger is to transform it into compassion. When someone acts out, it's often because they are suffering themselves. Instead of reacting with anger, try to see their pain. Ask yourself, what must this person be going through to act this way? Marcus Aurelius wrote, whenever you are about to find fault with someone, ask yourself the following question: what fault of mine most nearly resembles the one I am about to criticize? This practice builds empathy and humility. It reminds you that we are all flawed, all struggling, all human. When you respond to anger with compassion, you break the cycle of negativity. You become a source of calm in a chaotic world. And you discover that the greatest strength is not in fighting back, but in understanding. This is how you become unshakable, not by building walls, but by building bridges of understanding, even when it's hard. One of the most liberating Stoic lessons is this: what others do is about them, not you. When someone lashes out, criticizes, or tries to provoke you, it's a reflection of their own state of mind, their own struggles, their own pain. The Stoics remind us, don't take anything personally. Imagine a stranger yelling at you on the street. You don't know them, and they don't know you. Their anger is not about you, it's about their own life, their own frustrations. The same is true for friends, family, colleagues. When you stop taking things personally, you free yourself from the emotional roller coaster of other people's moods. The next time someone tries to get a reaction out of you, remind yourself, this is not about you. Refuse to carry their burden. Let their words and actions pass by like clouds in the sky. You remain the sky, vast, calm, and unchanged. The Stoics practiced a powerful exercise called premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. They would imagine possible challenges, insults, or setbacks before they happened. Not to become negative, but to prepare their minds. If you know that people will sometimes be rude, unfair, or disrespectful, you won't be surprised or thrown off when it happens. You'll be ready. You'll have already rehearsed your calm response in your mind. Try this. Before entering a difficult situation, pause and imagine someone saying something hurtful or acting out. Visualize yourself responding with calm, with patience, with strength. When the moment comes, you'll find it much easier to stay composed. Anger is a feeling, not your identity. The Stoics taught that emotions are like weather, they come and go, but they do not define you. You can feel anger without becoming anger. You can observe your emotions without being controlled by them. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. When you feel anger rising, notice it. Name it. Say to yourself, "I am feeling anger, but I am not anger." This simple act of awareness creates distance between you and your emotions. With practice, you'll find that you can watch your feelings rise and fall without being swept away. You become the observer, not the victim, of your emotions. The Stoics were great believers in self-reflection. Marcus Aurelius kept a journal, writing down his thoughts, struggles, and lessons each day. This practice helps you understand your triggers, your patterns, and your progress. At the end of each day, ask yourself, when did I get angry or bothered today? What triggered me? How did I respond? What could I do differently next time? Over time, you'll see patterns emerge. You'll notice which situations or people tend to disturb your peace, and you'll develop strategies to handle them better. Journaling is not about judging yourself, it's about learning and growing. It's a tool for self-mastery. Stoicism is not about tolerating abuse or disrespect. It's about choosing your battles and protecting your peace. Sometimes, the best way to avoid anger is to set clear boundaries with people who consistently disturb your calm. Epictetus said, "The key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best." If someone in your life is constantly negative, manipulative, or disrespectful, it's okay to distance yourself. You are not obligated to engage with everyone. Setting boundaries is an act of self-respect. It's not about punishing others, it's about honoring your own well-being. Decide who gets access to your energy, and don't be afraid to say no. Much of our anger comes from resisting what is. We wish people were different, situations were easier, life was fairer. The Stoics taught radical acceptance. Accept reality as it is, not as you wish it to be. When you stop arguing with reality, you stop wasting energy on things you cannot change. You become more adaptable, more resilient, more at peace. This doesn't mean you stop striving for improvement, it means you start from a place of acceptance, not frustration. The next time you feel anger rising, ask yourself, am I fighting reality? Can I accept this moment as it is? Acceptance is not weakness, it's wisdom. When you're focused on your own growth, you have less time and energy to be bothered by others. The Stoics believed in constant self-improvement, not to impress others, but to become the best version of themselves. Set goals for your own character. Work on your patience, your discipline, your kindness. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small. When you are busy building yourself, the noise of others fades into the background. Remember, your journey is your own. Don't let anyone distract you from your path. Finally, recognize and celebrate your progress. Every time you choose calm over anger, every time you pause instead of react, every time you let go of what doesn't serve you, you are winning. You are becoming unshakable. The Stoic path is not about perfection. It's about progress. Some days will be harder than others. Some people will test you more than you thought possible. But every step you take toward mastering your emotions is a victory. Acknowledge your growth. Be proud of your resilience. And remember, you are not alone on this journey. Every person who chooses the Stoic path is walking beside you, building a world where peace is stronger than anger. One of the most powerful ways to reinforce your Stoic mindset is to surround yourself with others who value peace, growth, and self-mastery. The people you spend time with shape your habits, your thoughts, and your emotional responses. Seek out those who inspire you to be better, who remind you to stay calm, and who support your journey toward inner strength. Share your experiences. Encourage others. Celebrate each other's victories, no matter how small. When you build a community of calm, you create an environment where anger and negativity have no place to grow. Together, you become stronger, more resilient, and more unshakable. Stoicism is not a one-time lesson, it's a daily practice. Every morning, remind yourself of your principles. Every evening, reflect on your actions. When you slip, forgive yourself and try again. Over time, these small, consistent efforts will transform your mind and your life. Read Stoic texts. Write down your favorite quotes. Repeat your affirmations. Practice the pause. Choose compassion. Set boundaries. Accept reality. Focus on growth. Celebrate progress. And above all, remember, you have the power to choose your response in every moment. Imagine a life where no one can steal your peace. Where anger is a rare visitor, not a constant companion. Where you walk through the world with a calm mind, a steady heart, and an unbreakable spirit. This is not just a dream, it is the Stoic way. You have learned the tools. You have the wisdom. Now, it's time to live it. The next time someone tries to provoke you, remember, you are the master of your mind. You choose your response. You are unshakable. If this message resonated with you, share your favorite insight in the comments. Share this video with someone who needs it. Subscribe to join a community of thinkers, warriors, and real ones who are building a life of purpose and peace. And remember, every moment is training. Every challenge is growth. Keep showing up. Keep choosing strength. And don't stop until you become unstoppable.